I also had another moment that maybe felt like that, where I had like a huge I moment when I was like in high school, and I realized like what I wanted to do with my life, which was kind of like, um, in retrospect, kind of like that. But my eyes were completely open. It was like a really, really vivid daydream,
Like yeah.
where I could like see like the totality of like the universe unfolding, and like how I could best like address some core concern, which was like scarcity. It was like really weird. It didn't feel
Would
like
you
it
call
came
it a
from
premonition?
kind of, but it was like with the implicit understanding that it's like it's not that it's just going to happen. It's like you have to make it happen.
Hmm.
Or like not just you, but like you and like a collection of like, you're just like a catalyst maybe, or something like that, or one of many catalysts or something like that. I don't know.
Right.
You're part of the idea or the
Yeah.
movement or something. That's cool.
But anyway,
Aren't you
I kind of
aren't you
interrupted
worried
you
that
because I wanted to
yeah.
get that out of my head before I forgot.
This might sound strange, but sort of ties into what I was talking about with the daydreaming thing. Sitting here thinking about dream-oriented stuff, and I got the sense that when it comes to having existential fear or terror or some stuff like that, as far as like knowledge is concerned, I feel like symbolically my knowledge is directly proportional to like a symbolic size, and I'm concerned that it might reach the point to where I'm no longer a speck, but I'm larger, and the increase in scalar would expand my awareness, and I'd realize that instead of floating in infinity, I'm inside the bowels of something much larger and grossly unknowable.
Right. I mean, I get that sense, but I also had a sense that like that I can expand my sense of self to encompass the entire universe if properly liberated from like my earthly bounds.
So I guess my worry is more that my concept of entire universe is a part of something
Even
else.
larger? Huh. Interesting.
Like my basically
Wait, a
the,
part of
the,
some or
the,
part of
the
shit?
increase would result in an inevitable shattering of what I consider universe.
Oh, I
I
see.
mean, of
They're like
course it would, because if you could actually experience universe, like you only know universe as concept. So yeah, if you could actually experience universe,
it
of
would
course it would shatter.
deconstruct all of reality, because like
Yeah.
the very state of existence requires that the all can't know itself in its entirety, right? That's like the only reason why things exist is because all is not one, right? So if all was one, it would like terminate all of existence, I guess. I don't know if that made any sense.
No, it would be a state beyond like creation, because creation is divisions.
Yeah,
Lines are the only thing that makes forms, so you have to divide things.
yeah. It's the very yeah. You said it better than I could right now.
So, sometimes I get the almost worry in a way that consciousness could be symbolically linked to cancer.
What?
Cancer
What do you mean by that?
cells. I mean, they're not really concerned with anything other than existing.
Well, it's
So
just
the
like a
more
microcosm of
conscious
life
you are,
itself.
the more the cancer increases, or like the larger the cancer.
I mean, cancer's got it
Oh,
figured out. It's like immortal. It doesn't die. Like,
It's wholly individual. It's not concerned with well-being.
there's like an entire line of cancer cells that are studied from like one woman in like the 60s. It's like the HeLa cancer line. It's like basically just one continuous immortal cell line that's like studied in
It's
laboratories.
it's fucking disgusting now because it's just a blob.
Yeah. Just a constantly cultivated research cancer blob that never dies.
Of course.
It's funny how like life figured out a way to be immortal, and it's like what kills what we consider like to be important.
Well, I mean, I don't know so much about cancer because I'm not necessarily saying that that's a next step to anything. But I mean, if you were to draw parallels to consciousness, it is sort of the end of how things operated before. Seems like there's, it's like the progression or the evolution of life as it is something wholly different than.
Well, from a certain point of view, like all of life could be considered a cancer. Like if you were to take like a view that was.
Yeah, I guess when I say cancer, I don't want to imply that it's
You want to
morally wrong, or so. I'm not attributing
the negative connotation. You kind of want to.
I'm not attributing any sort of perfection or justice to it.
Yeah, I got you.
Just more like a sort of
The mechanics.
Mechanics. I wanted to use the term pre-instinctual drive, but I'm not sure that would make sense.
There's something I find kind of interesting is, have you guys heard about the idea of like gray goo? It's like a science fiction concept where you have like self-replicating nanorobots and then they like consume everything, like and turn it into themselves. You know, and I thought it was really interesting because it's like, why is this like a horror concept? Like, you know, it's exactly like what life is. You know, like base carbon is like gray goo. You know, like and like carbon-based life like is that thing. It's like we're afraid of ourselves in like a weird way. Like we're
That's
afraid of
so
something
deep.
else being like how life is because then it would like consume us. Probably. It's probably been in a movie. The gray goo concept is like kind of a trope in science fiction.
Yeah.
How beautiful. Fuck that.
Fuck that. I'm surprised that you don't really like remember your dreams, Spacey. Like I'm sure you have them. But...
I don't know.
When sorry, I'm interrupting. I was just gonna say, just when I used to smoke a lot, I didn't remember mine near as much. Like when I back,
Yeah,
so that's all I'm
probably
saying.
part of it.
I don't smoke at all, and I don't remember shit.
Yeah, I mean, even when I'm not smoking a lot, though, like I either don't dream or I don't remember my dreams, or and sometimes even when I do remember them, they're just not particularly exciting. Like,
Watch like tonight, you'll have like some fucking profound ass dream, and you'll be like,
Well-
guys, it happened.
like when I got started on some weird ass antidepressant not too long ago, and I had a pretty fucking crazy dream, but it's known to give people vivid dreams.
I don't know. It was fun for a little while for me, but now I'm kind of back to like, for the last like year and a half, I don't really. If I have an interesting dream, it happens. If not, but for a while there, like I said, I was like really trying to have lucid dreams and all that. But it's just like, to me, I don't know. It's just kind of like another thing that I like got into for a while. And just kind of.
Yeah, now it's just like an ever-present part of your life, but like not the focus necessarily. It pops up every once in a while, and
Yeah.
you acknowledge it and appreciate it. But
Yeah, as I said, I feel like I'm weird enough in my conscious life that I don't need to be weird in my dreams.
Do you have broken sleep, Ken?
Broken sleep?
Yes. I mean,
like,
You
do you have
don't-
interrupted sleep, I guess is what you mean.
I could. I don't often remember it because there's sometimes that people will have entire conversations with me. They'll be like, "Oh, remember when we talked?" And I was like, "No." Like, well, you were asleep, and I was like, Okay, first of all, stop asking me things while I'm asleep because I will capitulate, and that's basically rape.
Stop asking me things while I'm asleep. That seems like obvious. Like,
No, because I'll agree with them, or I'll just
Yeah.
I'll go.
it's like, yeah,
for-
okay, sure.
They just make mouth noises. And they're just
Not,
like, yeah,
not,
okay.
not even that. It's worse. I'll get out of bed and like if they're like, hey, I need to borrow your bank card or something like that.
Oh, see,
Get
I
out
would
of bed
remember that.
and then go back to bed, and they'll be like, here's your card back. I'll be like, you were here.
What? That's crazy. So you like get up and like have a whole interaction while you're asleep?
I mean, I feel like half of my life has been asleep anyway. It's not that foreign. It's not that stark.
I see.
It's like half of everything. Like if you get into the grind of repetition enough, everything seems like just a fucking dream. It's like, oh, I've been here, I've done that, I've seen this scenario. That's not surprising.
You fall into a pattern.
Like
Where
it's part of me that
like doing.
what was that?
It's like a state of mind where you're like not incredibly aware. You're just like doing.
Yeah, it's part of the reason why I feel like Trent Reznor, the guy from Nine Inch Nails, probably at least has a 9 fix in his tri-type. Because he, I mean, that one fucking song he wrote, Every Day is Exactly the Same. I was like, that's a Type 9 song if I've heard it.
It's kind of like the only reason you would experience it like that, though, is if you didn't like if your voltage wasn't turned up. What I'm saying, like experiences might seem the same, but if you're like really paying attention to things around you, like they're not.
It's always going to be like, yeah. It takes a certain amount of relaxing of the mind in order to fall into that.
Oh,
Yeah, it's kind of
There's
like you want to relax, but at the same time you want to like turn up your voltage. Like you want to like be fully on, but like there, but like you're fully on. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Okay, well I'm trying here.
I know that you're
I know.
trying, but it's like people have been talking at me and advocating.
It's like you
years.
know how like if you go into a store and then like
You're attentive for the sake of being attentive, like for no reason. You're just attentive, like you're energized, like you're there, you're all the time. But it doesn't have to be. There doesn't have to be anything interesting for you to like give attention to. You're just attentive.
That almost seems scary.
well
I'm
there's a lot of detail to process when you're like that, I guess, but
I think whenever I feel like I'm trying to do that, it just seems strained.
But you don't have to try. That's what I'm saying. You know, get rid of the. You don't have to like try to do it.
yeah, you're expressing like a Zen kind of concept where it's like you let all the information like come in and you like acknowledge it, but it's not like this really like intensive computational process. It's just like
Oh, well then I feel like I do that a lot more.
it's
I feel like that's
being
just
actively
But
aware of everything. You don't necessarily have to like
I feel like there's sort of blurred lines for me when it comes to like either things are strongly and painfully conscious, or as far as other conscious processes, the line between conscious and unconscious is sort of blurred for me.
I was kind of more just hitting on your point of like repetition or every day is the same. If you're attentive enough, there's no way every day is the same. No situation is the same.
Right. And in those situations where I'm feeling like it's the same, it's because I'm sort of purposely tuning out.
So what type do you think commits suicide the most?
Whichever type has to talk to you for an extended period
What,
of time.
definitely type 4.
So wait, you're doing Enneagram types?
However,
I have no idea. I mean,
change the topic.
Yeah, I'd say INFP or type
I was
4.
gonna say probably some FI DOMs, some introverted FI DOMs, like, or I don't know. There's probably tons of like INTPs too, some INTJs in there. They're probably all high up there.
I would doubt that. And I don't think ISFP would be very likely to at all, really.
No, we're resilient.
And yeah, you move around a lot.
It's probably introverted intuitives are like the most suicidal.
INFPs could probably more efficiently think of all the ways that things will go wrong, that everything will be awful.
I had this INFP friend, and she came up like she really was depressed, but she told me like for a long time. But she told me her whole this huge elaborate scheme of how she's gonna kill herself. Like I mean, it was she had the whole thing thought out to the minute like detail. I was like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah,
Please don't.
I would agree that like
Haven't spent
INFPs
enough
definitely can go to some dark places.
I mean, everybody can. It just
Right,
if,
right.
yeah. If we're kind of talking general rule. Yeah.
Well, now for people here, whatever, we got to do the disclaimer that says that these aren't healthy INFPs; these are unhealthy INFPs.
Well, yeah.
Healthy is a term that we use that doesn't actually mean anything.
Of course
I
it
feel
does.
like it wouldn't be planned out for me. It'd be like just manic spontaneity.
What, suicide?
Yeah.
For me at this point, like I feel like I always have a fallback because like since I feel like I have this like thing that I need to do that's like bigger than myself, that like I could never do that because I wouldn't be able to like pursue that goal. So I have like a safety net. So like I would never, no matter how bad things get, I know that like if I did in my own life, that it would like truncate the potentiality of like what I'm trying to accomplish. So
Which is?
I wouldn't kill myself. I'd
That
probably
scares me
kill
big
everyone else
for no
first.
reason. The molecular self-assembly, you know, like my
His life philosophy: get money, fuck bitches.
What?
Can't do that if there ain't no blood in your dick.
Huh?
Don't worry about it.
sorry, I'm
Started.
also a little bit drunk, so I'm not quite as articulate as I have been in the past. So keep that in mind.
You're 95% more articulate than I
Speaking of which, I'm gonna get another drink.
am. I'm not very articulate. Let's push that. INTPs are the most likely to commit suicide via emoticons.
I guess.
INTP just throws paint at a wall, and it's like, this is a mural of what it would look like if I were to kill myself.
ENTP asks darkly amusing question because it's funny. INTPs kill the joke and themselves by treating it too seriously.
Is awful.
Already dead inside.
It was another joke, though. See what I did there? It's like a joke inside of a joke.
I think at this point we've gotten like way too serious. Like I don't think I could tell my story about how I turned that autistic guy into a hedonist.
Now you have to, faggot.
Who's Purple Circle? Oh, Kit Kats?
There's kitty cats and she.
God.
Autistic hedonism. Yeah, he as you would expect, he took it way too far. All right, so basically, there was this guy that I saw like in all my physics classes and stuff. Like I could tell, he's really high functioning, but I could tell he was like autistic. He always asked questions with like a lack of like social awareness of like everybody else's time and like who else gave a shit, like that kind of thing. And I started hanging out with him, and I don't know why, but I was kind of like, I was like intellectually like turned on by him, like in a weird kind of way. I get like a intellectual boner for him, and I like asked him about it. I was like, "You ever like, are you like into that?" And he was like, "Yeah, like I'm kind of like down for whatever." Like he was surprisingly like open about it or whatever. And that like first night, I was like, just hanging out with this like, autistic guy just like talking about stuff, and I had like the worst blue balls I'd ever gotten in my entire life. Just like talking to this autistic guy, I was like, "What's wrong with me?" Like, just like talking about like intellectual stuff and like I don't know. There's something about his like innocence that was like really, really fucking attractive. Anyway, like slowly over time, we like started hanging out, and like this one time we came over to my house and like we talked about like he had like a mentor growing up that was like a nuclear physicist, and he was like talking about like fusion and fission, and we just had this like really deep conversation about like how you could like reorganize like all the elements and like create this like hypothetical scenario. Whatever, it was like really technical. Anyway, then we did this thing where we kind of like sat there and he was like, I don't know, like I feel kind of uncomfortable like touching people and stuff. And so we were like sitting there like holding hands and shit. It was like super gay. And he like eventually like we got up to the, we like fooled around and shit, but we never had like actually like penetrative sex because like I felt kind of bad because he was like a virgin and shit like that. And so what happened is like we kind of kept seeing each other for a while and kept like doing sexual shit, but never like actually having sex. But I started to realize that like I was like educating him socially, and like I was already like struggling with like social stuff, and I was like, this isn't a sustainable relationship. Like I have to have like enough extroversion and all this stuff for like the both of us. So I kind of like ended it preemptively, and he was like totally chill about it. He was like matter of fact. He was like, oh, okay, that's chill. Like I understand. But I'd kind of like built it up so much that he had all this like built up like sexual energy that as soon as like he went off on his own, like he ended up in like right now he's living in a house with two other people. He's in a triad relationship, and he's like into like all kinds of weird fetishes and shit. Like he ties them up and like he's like into BDSM and like submission shit, and he's also like like in part of like the furry community. Actually, he's like a scaly and like all this other shit. Like he just went so far to the paint. Like he went full autistic with like hedonism. And he like tells me, he's like, yeah, my new life philosophy is just like hedonism. So he's like, what have you done? Yeah. I created a monster.
He's a furry.
Well, he explained it to me, and he was like, well, it's more like, why not? He's like,
I forgive you. I forgive you for molesting an autistic person. I don't forgive you for the furry shit.
Well, I think he had that inclination ahead of time. He's always like, he has this like
right, I get it. Blame the autistic kid. Why don't you say?
I don't know. It was just funny because I always felt bad. Like I didn't want to do anything serious because I was like, am I gonna like mess this guy up seriously if I like take his virginity? Like and I don't know why I felt like such an aversion. Like I'd taken, plenty of black cherries, but it was just like I don't know. He definitely like it affected him forever, but he's like way happier now. He's like way connected with people and stuff, like, which is interesting. It's like through hedonism, he like conquered social anxiety.
I don't know. I remember hearing this ridiculous story about there's like a furry convention at a hotel, but they weren't just furries. They were
Nazis.
They were diaper furries.
Diaper furries.
So you had a bunch of people in fursuits and adult diapers, like shitting in the hotel pool and just doing ridiculous, disgusting shit. And there's a whole story that I read. It was fucking insane, dude. It was so gross, but I couldn't stop reading. They're just fucking doing drugs and fucking each other and shitting themselves in their diapers and just trashing the hotel.
Minutes later, Spacey's signing himself up for the convention.
I don't even...
He's got his adult diapers and furry costumes.
Look at Space engaging in that outrage.
I like how Suzanne like came in here and she's like, I didn't have like the build up to this point in the conversation. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, I have to go. Like, oh shit.
Susanna's low-key the creepiest of us all.
No, like those are the kinds of people that should be genocided.
You think?
Yeah,
I mean, maybe they've got it figured out.
there's no hope
They're
for
the one
them.
that needs to be genocided.
Don't go shitting in pools, in public
It's
pools. That's
very
nasty. Like,
beforehand.
save that for your own like private pool.
I don't know, like
Like, imagine some coked up 30-year-old dude in a fursuit shitting himself in the pool that you're trying to swim in. And he's like, I'm a baby, I can't help it. Like, you know, it's like, what the fuck?
Okay, wouldn't like some like I was gonna say shit get them like killed beforehand, but that's a bad pun. Wouldn't like they get dysentery? I could just think of a whole bunch
Yes,
of things they would
I
get
assume they're all going to
beforehand.
have premature deaths.
Mentions are already
Yeah,
close enough,
like
so-
that would because just me learning about stuff in my school,
Yeah, they're not sanitary people.
the
something would happen.
the anime convention where I got this free shirt was this like when I went there, like we would go and it was like advertised like free food and stuff, and we would go to these like hotel rooms that were like supposedly like, oh, like food for the people, and it was just like a bunch of like neckbeards like sitting around. Like you walk into the room and it was like, oh my god, like what is that smell? And there's just like this huge buffet and all these people sitting and that like haven't showered in like 3 days and just like just like sitting around in this small hotel room like packed like sardines. I'm just like,
So
what
there's
is
this
this?
there's this local video game store that also has a back room where people can play Magic.
Yeah.
And my friend's coworker, his sister, got invited there. They were like, "Hey, why don't you come hang out with us here?" And she's like, "No, I don't want to go there." She's like, "It smells really bad." The kicker is, she works at a mortuary, so it's
Oh.
like she's around dead people.
And it was like smelled worse than that.
Yeah, she's okay. She's okay with death. She doesn't want to be around neckbeards.
It was just like, so I'd never been around so many people that gave so few fucks. It was like kind of like a life-changing experience, honestly. I was like, wow. Yeah, but like every few months or every few weeks I talk to that guy, and he's like letting me know about all these like new sexual adventures he's on with like people he met on the internet that are now his roommates. Like,
What's UB?
maybe.
Yeah, I don't really begrudge people for having kinks. I just know which ones aren't mine.
Right. I'm not drunk enough to talk about that yet, but probably shouldn't ever on the Raw channel.
This is gonna make me sound probably really boring, but I don't care. But I think that there are so many other things to do in life besides like explore the depths of your sexuality and finding weird ass kinks and shit. It's like some
Right.
people talk about it like it's their fucking life, and I just don't get it. There's so much more to life than humping each other.
It could be
And
that just
finding-
like, whenever they broach the subject, it's like they don't ever have like an outlet to talk about it, so they're just like more into it when they do get the opportunity.
Yeah, that's basically me, because I haven't been exploring those things, and I feel dead on the inside, so maybe I ought to explore those things more.
Yeah.
I don't know, She, I completely agree with you. So,
Well, I say that you and she hook up for an incredibly boring sexual relationship. both of you can consummate the marriage and then just never fuck ever again. Just be like, how was your day, honey? Oh, it was pretty good. What did you do? Well, I reorganized my stock portfolio. Oh, that is so interesting.
See, that's something we have
for dinner.
Ken, if we actually, did our marriage right, we would never I feel like we would always be able to come up with new, fun, interesting things. No matter how.
It would get dangerous before it got boring.
Ken, they'll just it's more fun if you just plan how to rob a bank or something like that together.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's really no. I'm telling you, I'd come up with stranger things. I'd be like, all right, here's the thing. I'm gonna trap my dick in between the mattress and the box spring. I'm gonna attempt to dance like a.
That's for Halloween. You'll have the Saw theme.
No.
If they don't save you, it's gonna get cut off.
Listen. No, I'm trapping.
You don't want to use the word trap.
Listen, I'm finishing this. I'm trapping my dick between the box spring and the mattress. I'm gonna attempt to dance very gently like a ballerina while he reads me poetry. I like how you made the noise of the dude from that video.
There's a video.
Shit.
I rather not
shit.
see it.
I'm sorry. Sorry for what? He's like our daddy taught us not to be ashamed of our dicks. He's like, I can do that. And that noise Zach just made, it's the same noise. Yeah.
I love how you pointed out how much that guy looks like you.
I mean, it does.
You should, if Kit Kat hasn't seen that, you should post it. Just because, it looks the guy looks just
I haven't seen it either.
Hold on.
Will it be something I regret?
No.
Okay.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't want a vivid dream where I don't even know.
Can't get Ken's hot bod out of your mind.
It's hot. It's hot in the sense that it's gassable and burn the Jews thrown away.
Like helium.
Did you just say something about Jews? What'd you just fucking say?
Who knows?
Here you go. We're gonna play this for the whole room. I think.
Do it.
Just so we can pass
Do it.
We already
Make
played
sure.
it.
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
Sorry for what? Our daddy taught us not to be ashamed of our dicks. Especially since they're such a good size now.
Yeah, I see that. Daddy gave you good advice.
It gets bigger when I'm pulling. Sometimes I rip the skin.
Well, my daddy taught me a few things too, like how not to rip the skin by using someone else's mouth.
Will you show me?
I'd be right happy to.
Well,
There you go.
Holy shit.
I can understand
I've seen
half
that.
of what they were saying over that extremely inspirational music.
There's just this really, really, really terrible acting, porno.
Oh no, it's grade A acting right there. You should get an Emmy.
Yeah, I've seen that before a long, long time ago. Ken posted that.
It does look like Ken.
Sorry for what?
It's like failed clone number 758.
The skin.
Sometimes I rip.
What?
What?
Mind
I'm not
helping
gonna
me with
question
that?
it. I'd
He's
rather
like,
not
I'd be
know.
right happy to.
Right?
Right.
I say this is like grade 8 writing. Should win Academy Award.
I just want to know, like, in your who in their straight mind like gets that script? Like, yeah,
Someone that isn't straight.
I'll say that
first
on
off,
camera.
ooh.
They're just. I mean, they're getting paid. You know.
No, Tay. It's not. It's not a YouTube channel. It's the beginning to a porno.
It was Ken's debut.
Yep.
Yeah. The secret is that it actually is. He's just.
I really wish it was, because that means I would have gotten paid, and I need the money.
So I don't know if you guys are the best people to ask for this advice, but
Yes.
what would help with sleeping?
So autoerotic asphyxiation. Probably.
I don't know if I can do that.
See, the first thing that came to mind is like, make sure you come before you go to bed. Like,
I don't know, Kit Kats, take a bunch of Benadryl.
my roommate would probably suggest melatonin.
Pull the trigger, bitch. Jump. Do you guys know that song? Or the?
It's a song.
Sorry, it's a lyric from a Suicide Silence song.
Oh.
Talking about people that want to kill themselves. It's called No Pity for a Coward. So it's like, don't be a bitch if you don't talk about it. Like, stop talking about killing yourself. Stop being a bitch. It's a horrible song. Or it's not really horrible, but.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's like the final
I feel-
solution. I don't know if I want to implement that yet.
I feel like those people are like the bottom of the barrel, like bullies in a lot of ways. It's like
I can honestly, in a small way, I can kind of appreciate it. Like in one way, I see its horribleness, and then like in another way, I can appreciate it. 'Cause
it's not really.
It's like a
that I'm
train
talking
wreck.
about it's not really like I'm talking about the horrible aspect of it. It's more like I don't know. It's like to find things to be outraged about. It's like you found
that.
like you found the group of people that it's like really. It's like you already found the people who are giving up.
I think
And
they
it's
actually made this song for people that are thinking about killing themselves, to get people to realize like it's like a really heavy like metal song, and they're just screaming, and it's like it's not meant. They're actually not making fun of people. They're honestly trying to get people to like.
I've never been motivated by that though.
I get what you're saying, but there's certain people that listen to that type of music would be. You know what I mean? I think they would like be like, yeah, these guys fucking screaming are fucking right. Like, you need to stop being a bitch.
I don't know. Like, I actually feel like a lot of people who listen to metal are huge pussies for some reason. Like, I know a lot of like total nerds who listen to it. You know, like.
I listen to it so I can confirm.
I used to listen to it like back in high school, but sometimes it's just because I'll listen to it every once in a while.
No, I feel you. I had a metal phase in high school.
Yeah, Ken, are you a big pussy? Let us know.
I like the high energy of it. I was playing sports a lot at the time, so like, I don't know. That's all. I would have my iPod in before like sports events and shit. Like, I don't know. I liked it.
Switched to hardcore punk at some point.
I never really liked it.
The beats per minute is just so much higher than metal. It's what I listen to if I wanted to be like fucking angry or pumped. Or thrash metal, or something like super fast.
I don't know. I can find like there's pretty much no music that I like absolutely hate. I can pretty much appreciate. Honestly, a little bit of, not that there isn't artists that I don't like, but as far as like a genre, I can usually find an artist that makes me appreciate that genre a little bit.
The thing
Well,
I
yeah.
like is like an extreme BPM song. Like this shit in Audio Surf is like fucking insane.
Yeah, I mean, it would be, I'd never be able to say that, like, you know, X genre of music is objectively bad and there are no good examples of it. I mean, I know there are certain genres that I don't particularly enjoy listening to, generally speaking, but
Does anyone go through phases where they don't listen to music for like
Yes.
Yeah.
a long time?
I had to desensitize.
Yeah,
I gotta
I
clean
do
my
that a
palate.
lot.
Those like phases where I just blast music loudly in my car, and then I have to just have silence.
Yeah, I'm kind of on one of those phases right now. I really haven't listened to music in like the last week and a half.
well,
Like, at all, really.
that happens to me when I can't find new music fast enough.
Yeah, that too. I can like hear the music being played. Dooch, 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 dooch. Zach, do you know about Black Midi? I don't know if I pronounced that right.
Black MIDI? I don't think so.
Hold on, I'll pull something up here.
Like I have like there's very few songs that can be high BPM and actually be like melodically like good.
Oh yeah, this here is like a new form. I don't even know. Trying to find one I like. Oh my god. Of course, there's one of these. There's We Are Number One version of
Like,
it.
when I play stuff in my headphone, can you guys like hear it in my?
Yeah, but it's not like super loud. It's like distant. So I can make it out.
Weird. Like I guess it's because they're not super well insulated and they like leak out or something. It's kind of a design flaw.
This one's too simple.
Neptune, is that a band? I don't know them.
I'll be right back.
I don't know them.
Oh dear God. Here we go. Here's one. Should be relatable.
No, I've never heard them.
I like how they show you all the notes. It gives you like a sense of like the complexity.
Toward the end, it just gets ridiculous. Oh my god. Yeah, if you go like a minute and 56 seconds, this is where just shit goes.
This could be like a really good base for some.
But like they order in this color, so they like make everything go in this like crazy patterns.
Yeah, I'd be interested to like see them use like a different instrument set and like see what kind of crazy shit like.
Yeah,
this would
I
sound
forgot to put an epilepsy warning for it. I hope I didn't kill anybody. But there was one where it went really insane. I'm trying to remember what song it was.
I'm kind of weird. Like, I love high BPM music. Like, it has like some people get like really wired up and stuff. Like, I have the opposite effect. Like, it's like a calming thing for me when I listen to stuff that's like 150 plus like BPM. Like, I kind of relax.
That's how I feel about like rock and metal. Sometimes it's relaxing.
And especially if like psytrance. I like really high BPM psytrance.
Oh, I love psytrance.
Oh, you weren't here earlier when I linked. Have you ever heard of Terra Firma?
Nope.
They're like real old school. Thing is that like they're old school, but for their time, like you wouldn't be able to tell. It sounds like it was made on like modern like systems and stuff.
Cool.
Like from the 90s or earlier. I can't remember. I think it's probably the 90s. Just soundboards weren't really like super developed. But it's not like a lot of traditional psytrance. Like the whole album like tells like a. Well, I guess that is actually more like traditional Goa. Like the whole album tells like a story. It's more Goa than psytrance, actually. But, you know, what's the effectual difference most of the time?
I can actually dig this Terra Firma stuff.
Yeah, it's like I've fucking like done like interesting. Like I've like, meditated to this. Like it's on that level of like I don't know, just like getting high and like listening to this is like quite a trip. What happened to Ken?
I'm back.
Oh.
I ate a lot for dinner and blood sugar kind of dip, so I had to go grab something.
Gotcha.
By grab something, I mean I stuffed my face while standing in front of the air conditioner. So I didn't feel nauseous.
This is like some chill music that I like. Like one of the groups.
It's like anal beads for your ears.
Oh yeah.
I'll add that to the list, Ken.
List of what?
The shopping list, of course. For our wedding.
I feel like if I were to talk wedding specifics with you, it would actually make me feel really good in some emotional way.
All right, here's the thing. We're not going to invite like a ton of people, okay?
That's fine.
It's going to be like, can we do it like in an island in Greece or something?
I mean,
Let's
never been to
like
Greece.
do it on the same island that they filmed Mamma Mia, but it'll be like way darker.
What are you thinking, like a nighttime one?
What? Yeah, like
sunset.
Yeah.
Sunset, maybe.
Yeah.
That way, the immediate after party's at night.
And we're gonna wear hoods, like it's like a cult meeting, but.
I mean, we don't have to get that into it. I don't know if that's what you're into.
No. I'm kind of teasing about that. It's gotta be. I don't know. It'll be romantic, but it's definitely gonna be fetishized. I can tell you that.
That's good.
Yeah.
What color theme?
I don't know. So if we're like, if the setting is like that island from Mamma Mia, we gotta like have.
No, I gotta look that up because I've never seen that.
You haven't seen that movie? I have such a soft spot for that movie. It brings out my Effie in the most like visceral way.
Looking up Mamma Mia Island.
It's got it's like at a church on the top of like an outcrop. It's like pretty badass actually.
Yeah. Agios Ioannis Chapel. Yeah, and here's some of our photos for the Mamma Mia film shoots on Skopelos.
I don't know. I just like really like abrasive, fuzzy, distorted, noisy music. It's really my shit.
Oh, Spacey, were you listening when I posted the one thing that was Black Decom? I don't know if you remember it.
I like this though, Ubi.
No. Yeah, the thing will be linked is chill as fuck.
Let me try to find this again.
I'm like a weird drunk sober right now.
I like this stuff, dude.
I like this maybe a bit more than I should.
It's basically, do you like atonal? Like,
Yes.
did you take it that
Yes.
far? Oh, okay. Interesting.
No, I like that, Ken.
He starts talking around the 50-second mark. It gets really funny. He's like, but you will soon. You will soon.
Snap.
You
It's
will
an
soon.
INTP party.
Grab yourself by the anus and turn yourself inside out. And like keeps on talking, and he's like keeps on going with this stuff. He's like, take the outer decorative wrappings and put them inside where they belong. They are embarrassments. And it's like keeps on talking. He's like, slip in the diaphragm and let's get on with it.
Hello.
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 Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hello.
Bye.
Hello.
No?
No.
Yeah, it's been an INTP party in here. Why'd you leave?
I'm trying to achieve honorary INTP status.
Yeah. If you didn't know, Ken and I are getting married on the island where Mom.
I'm actually really excited about this.
Who's Cat Cat?
It's Kit Kats.
Oh.
I think she's totally just not interested in our wedding. Like, totally not getting invited. All I'm saying.
This will never see your dick. What?
Well, the wedding's gonna be beautiful. There's no need to be crass. It's gonna be a lovely affair. And I have the feeling that as far as the wedding goes, I'll be way more gay about it than he would.
Than he would? Gonna
Yeah.
marry a man?
Well, yeah, Zach.
I like how you left right as I was telling that story about the autistic guy that I.
What?
It was too much.
Oh no, that was something different I was doing.
Oh, okay. What is up with the lyrics of this that you linked to me? It's just like this song is like, what the fuck is he saying? Slip the diaphragm in and
Let's get on with it. It's like if there was no giver, there would be no taker. There's that, but then there's also Spacey, are you into anything like this?
Give me a second. I win. All right.
All right, Ken, I want to know, in what context do you listen to this? Like, where are you doing when you listen to this? I want to know.
Oh, to
Are you
which one?
driving?
What? Which one? Pharmacon?
Yeah.
The
Oh,
screaming.
Pharmacon? That's pretty much what I would consider either meditation or masturbation music.
Just like this
Interchangeable.
horrible grating sound. You're just like,
Yeah.
yes.
That's not the only thing. I got other tabs open, but
Other tabs.
yeah.
What kind of music?
I'd totally invite her to our wedding though, for sure.
Yeah, what kind of music are we gonna have at the wedding?
Oh, could be a difference. I don't want to hog all of it. You tell me some of your favorites.
I don't know. Like, it's a hard decision. Yeah, I kind of agree.
Agreed to what? You will have the screaming music?
Yeah, we're not gonna play this at our wedding. I'm just gonna mix that one right off the bat.
I'm trying to think of something else. Fuck you, man. I'm taking this seriously.
No. If we were gonna do that with this music, like we would have to go the Hoods route. I'm just saying. Like,
The Hoods, right? Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna be doing that.
like double as like some kind of like dark ritual. Like,
No, that's not really what I'm talking about, Ken.
Okay.
I mean, I'll tolerate you listening to it. You know.
Well, I'm so glad you tolerate me being my own person.
Well, I just mean like I wouldn't necessarily have to enjoy it, but you know.